And welcome to the YouTube channel Learning by Solving. This is GATE 2021 Electronics and Communication Engineering 1 mark question, that is the 9th question. Let's try to solve this question. For the circuit with an ideal op-amp shown in the figure, Vref is fixed. This Vref is fixed if V out is equal to 1 volt, for V in is equal to 0.1 volt. So he's saying that if V in is equal to 0.1, then V out becomes 1, and V out is 6 volts, for V in is equal to 1 volt. So if V in is equal to 1 volt, then V out is going to be 6 volts. Okay, so this is what is given, where V out is measured across RL. So this is V out measured across RL connected at the output of the op-amp. The value of RF by Rin is, we need to find RF by Rin. So if you see, there are two sources, one is V in and one is Vref, and he is saying Vref is constant but V in is changing, and is given for different V in values what is the V out value. By using this information, we need to find RF by Rin. So that is what we need to find. So idea here to solve this is, since it is the negative feedback, and the saturation values are also given, that is 12 volts. So idea here is to use the superposition theorem here. So we apply one voltage at a time and we find what is the output voltage, and at last we add those responses of output, so it becomes the overall output. Then we substitute this given information of V in and V out, then we can able to find the RF and RF by Rin. So let's try to do that. So what is giving here, so let's suppose let's remove all these things here. So first we take V ref as 0. Okay, now V ref as 0, so here it is 0 now. So when it is 0, only present is V in. If V in is present, then what is V out here? So V out by V in, V out by V in is minus RF by Rin. This is the standard formula that we know. This is RF by Rin. Then let's say now V in is 0 now. Now make this as 0, and now we are V ref. Then what is the output? So what is the voltage at this positive terminal? That is, let's suppose Vs, this here the voltage is Vs, let's suppose, then Vs becomes V ref, let's denote V ref as Vr into R2 by R1 plus R2. So that becomes Vs now. So what is the voltage gain here? That is V out by Vs. V out by Vs is, we know now it becomes the standard again, that is 1 plus Rf by Rin. That is nothing but 1 plus Rf by Rin. And this is V0 by Vs, but we need V0 by V in. What is V0 by V in? That is V0 is equal to 1 plus Rf by Rin into what is Vs here, that is Vr into R2, that is R2 by R1 plus R2 into Vr, right? So now we know this is one equation and this is other equation when keeping one voltage at a time. Now let's add the responses of both the equation for the output. So what is that? What is going to get, that is V out is equal to minus Rf by Rin into V in from the equation 1 from here. and from the equation 2, this is 1 plus Rf by Rin into R2 by R1 plus R2 into Vr. Okay, this is R2 here. Okay, so now this is the output equation from this, actually from this op-amp. So now with the given information we need to substitute here, then we can able to find the Rf by Rin. What is the given information here? So the first information is where is this one. So Vin is 0.1, then Vout is equal to 1. So let's substitute that in the equation. That is Vin is equal to 0.1, Vout is equal to 1. So Vout is equal to 1 for minus Rf by Rin when Vn is equal to 0.1 plus 1 plus Rf by Rin into R2 by R1 plus R2 into Vr, and substitute the second information that is given as Vin is 1 volt, for Vout is 6 volts. If Vin is 1 volt, then Vout is 6 volts. So let's substitute that information. So Vout is 6. Vout is 6 when Vin is 1 here. When Vn is 1, and then rest of the 1 plus Rf by Rin is same, and R2 by 1 plus R2 into V reference. This is V reference, and in the question itself given that this V reference is constant. So let's try to figure out how to get this Rf and Rin. So when you do the subtraction, when you do the subtraction here, let's say take this minus, it becomes plus, and this is minus. Since this is constant and these values are also constant, these are not going to change, so this and this going to be cancelled. So now it becomes minus 5. This is equal to, let's take the common Rf by Rin, then it becomes R by Rin, then it becomes 1 minus 0.1, right? So now it becomes 1 minus 0.1. So what is the Rf by Rin now? So now it becomes Rf by Rin into 0.9, right? Then what is Rf by Rin? That is minus 5 by 0.9, that is nothing but 50 by 9, that is minus 5.55. So answer for this question, when you do the simplification, that is Rf by Rin is minus 5.55. This is the answer for this question. So let's see the options. Here. So here when you see, the minus term is missing in the options, so he gave actually 5.555, but actually it should be minus 5.555, then it's going to be the right answer. So in the gate examination for this question, so marks to all, so for everyone the marks are added actually. So marks to all is given, only the mistake he has done is not given the minus value, or else it is better he would have asked the magnitude of Rf by Rin, then D is going to be the answer. Okay, thank you so much for watching.